Michigan suffered a major blow with their head coach being arrested amidst a scandal, but that's not all they have to worry about. We're going to talk about why Michigan has more problems ahead here on Locked on the Portal.
Locked On presents The Portal, the daily podcast covering college football recruiting and everything NIL. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
To Locked on the Portal, I'm your host, Brian Smith, longtime college football recruiting analyst. Thank you for making Locked on the Portal a part of your day, each and every day, right here on the nation's #1 podcasting network, Locked On. We're going to be discussing, did the Michigan administration really know what was going on? Were they hiding anything? We're going to get to that a little later in the show, and that is a very important point, not only from a standpoint of how it looks, but possibly from a financial side of things and losing recruits and players. Transfer portal fallout. Speaking of that, how will that impact them not only with who leaves, but based on what's going on with that administration, how many players are going to want to go there despite Michigan having fantastic NIL? There's a lot of uncertainty. Will that hurt the Wolverines? Recruits, are any of them going to bail? We're just past a week from National Signing Day. It was 8 days ago. Is Michigan going to see some players leave from that 26 class? I think so. I'll explain why. But overall, let's just talk about my first take and why Sherrone was fired and why this is really weird and Michigan's probably going to get hammered overall. My number one point here, there's no way in the world that Michigan's administration didn't know more than what they're letting on, and specifically what the Michigan media is letting on. All of them shut up or push it to the side, talking about the media. And some of them may not have had the contacts, but some of these people have been working in Michigan media for a very long time. They know who they are. Did they go out of their way to talk about it? No, because they didn't want to run their contacts. They didn't want to lose money. They didn't want to tick off the people that go to their site, because people that bleed blue also spend money or not. It's the wrong thing to do. There wasn't any questioning of it by the people, at least that I saw. If there was, fire away in the chat. I'll be happy to talk about it. But how many Michigan reporters, beat writers said, we got a problem with the Moore thing, this is going to come to a head? Did anybody write that article? Did anybody put that on their front page in any way, shape, or form? Did they even put it on a message board post, other than saying something to the effect of, there are rumors, if anything comes of this, we'll talk about it? In other words, taking a passive stance onto the Sherrone Moore now saga. To my knowledge, no. I hope I'm wrong. I hope somebody posts in the chat or posts in the comments if they're listening to this show later, hey, so-and-so, and here's the link. They said 2 weeks ago, this is going to be a problem. Michigan hasn't done enough. Name one person that did that. And you cannot tell me that there wasn't somebody that had a contact inside of Michigan that didn't know. Just like with the Connor Stallions thing, a bunch of people jumped on the sword. Didn't work out real well then either. I'm going to bet you that there are several people, especially before that Ohio State game, which means everything to them, they wanted zero distraction in the Michigan administration, in the Michigan media, and the people around the program. Well, it's not going to work out well for you now. And let me give you an example. Not only do you have the fallout, the way it looks, you're going to lose recruits. Here's something else that's ironic. One of your rivals is Penn State. They went through a long and pretty awkward coaching search, but they got out ahead of it, fired their coach, James Franklin, and they end up with Matt Campbell from Iowa State. You know who Matt grew up rooting for? The Michigan Wolverines. A little late. They didn't get out ahead of it, and they didn't do the best they could, and now Michigan doesn't have that option. Maybe they wouldn't have hired him, but I'm sure they would have liked to have had the option, especially he's a Northern Ohio guy. He grew up rooting for Michigan, for what I've been told, and now he's going to be coaching against you eventually inside the big house. How ironic. With that being stated, let's also talk about the unfortunate side of this and get it out of the way as well. I have no idea what Sherrone Moore is like. I don't know him. I hope he is better than what I perceive him to be, because threatening to kill yourself, allegedly, is not a good situation. That's allegedly what he did with his wife when they got into it. Then he allegedly, again, went to for whatever it's girlfriend's house or whoever that is, his lovers, broke in. That didn't go well. He's now been detained. I don't know if he's been officially arrested. I don't know what's going on, but this could go very, very wrong for a lot of people. Not only more, but he's got 3 kids. You've got the person that he was having the affair with. You've got obviously the wife. And of course, all the people that are under him. Many of those coaches didn't deserve this at Michigan, but because they're under him, when the new coach comes in, a lot of them are going to get fired because of more. That sucks. This is bad in a lot of ways, and it's also bad for fans just in general. It is better for college football when Michigan is quote unquote relevant in a positive way. Obviously, this is not positive. Right now, no doubt about it, Michigan is not in a good spot. The coaching carousel is not over. It's never really over, but there aren't many good options. I keep hearing like Dave Portnoy and different people throwing out lists. The only thing I can see from his list is maybe they hire Saban for a year. He's, try to fix something. He likes that kind of stuff. I could see that, but they're not going to hire him full time. They're not going to get a lot of these people. If they get Gruden, go ahead, but that's going to be a train wreck. He's too old school. I saw Dave put that on his list. Gruden's a great coach, but he needs linear thinking. You do it the way I say it, and that's the end of it. In the NIL era, it's not quite that way. There's got to be a little less of that. I think Gruden would be a train wreck, and it's not because of his coaching acumen at all. Having stated that, who are they really going to hire? Are they going to get Kalen DeBoer? I keep hearing that name pushed out. I mean, he's at Bama. Maybe he doesn't like it there. I have no idea. I even live in the state of Alabama, but I haven't heard anything about him being disappointed with being in Tuscaloosa. No idea. I'm not a Bama follower. I'm not a Bama fan. But if that happens, Michigan gets Steel Century, because getting any proven coach with all that's going on with the administration or not, depending on how you want to define it, I'd be surprised, because every coach and their family, remember, the wives have a big, big say in this. Why would you go to an administration that failed so miserably with Harbaugh, Connor Stallions? They hire a coach that's having an affair. They don't get that taken care of in a timely fashion. They announce it after signing day. There is nothing that Michigan's administration has done that looks good. So why would I think an elite, not a good, an elite head coach, coordinator from the NFL or whatever would want to go there? Outside of some former Michigan alum coming back, and I don't know who that would be, but it has to be somebody not associated with Harbaugh. They got a lot of them have show clause results from that staff he had. They couldn't come back right now anyway. Who are they going to hire that Michigan fans will accept? Obviously, they're going to hire somebody. Who are they going to hire? Could maybe PJ Fleck or something like that? Possibly. But that's not considered an elite hire. Is there a possibility of somebody that's a really good coordinator, like maybe Shanahan from Indiana? Possibly. I could see that. Be a great opportunity for him, and somebody that would have a chance to, this would be kind of cool. Bryce Underwood under his tutelage? Sure, I get it. But they're in the college football playoff. The timing of this is atrocious. So I don't know what Michigan's going to do from that standpoint, but it is what it is. When we come back, I'm going to talk about how the transfer portal, a lot of people are talking about Michigan losing players, and they're going to lose some. There's no doubt they're going to lose some. You're going to lose some anyway. How many more you're going to be able to prove that it was because of Moore's firing? I don't know. But unless they just come out and say it. But there's also the other side of it. Because of the timing of this, if they don't get a coach like almost instantaneously, the portal opens up on January 2nd. You say, well, Brian, they can't get into the way this works is you're working on it right now. The head coach is involved with those big names. They don't have a head coach. And I get that Biff Poggi is taken over. That's great. He's not the long-term answer. He's not. How is Michigan going to handle the transfer portal? That is next here on Locked on the Portal. Today's show is brought to you by Aura Frames. The holidays are officially here, which means gift hunting season is on. And if you want something meaningful, personal, and guaranteed to get action, Aura Frames is the gift that delivers every time. It's not something you just wrap. It's a way to share memories, because Aura isn't your average picture frame. You can preload the frame with photos before you even gift it. So when they plug it in, the memories are already there. There's no apps to figure out, no setting up stuff that's a headache, just instant smiles. And whether it's a gift for your grandparents, your brother, your friend, somebody at the office, or even for yourself, again, you preload the pictures and there you go. There's nothing difficult about it. For a limited time, you can save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 bucks off. And the best-selling Carbomat frames, named number one by Wirecutter by using promo code COLLEGE at checkout. That's AURAFrames.com, promo code COLLEGE. This deal is exclusive to listeners and frames sell out fast. So order yours now to get in on the action in the holidays. Support the show by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions do apply. Thank you once again for making Locked On the Portal a part of your day, each and every day, right here on the Locked On Podcast Network. If you have not already, become an everydayer. Like and subscribe right here on the Portal Podcast. We do live shows pretty much every day at noon, having some fun talking Portal, talking transfers. Coaching carousel has been wild this year. But if you want to go that extra step, the Everydayer Club is something that we're introducing. Down in the show description, whether you're on YouTube or Apple or whatever, just go to the little link in there, check it out. You can get for $5 a month, get rid of all the ads. We're also going to have a Discord, easy to do. Just check it out down below. We're also going to be talking about the portal impacts. What is the portal impact for Michigan now? Yeah, they're going to lose some players. Everybody loses some. And they're probably going to lose at least a handful based on more leaving. Again, which ones, just like I said before the break, are specifically going to leave because of more? We may never know that totality. But here's the other side of this that some may not really think about. The Michigan administration. How much faith will parents that are advising their kids that they're transferring, how many are going to be comfortable with Michigan based on the timing of the whole Moore saga? Whether Michigan fans want to hear this or not, and I put a post up on X at my FB Scout _Florida handle, they're going to take a hit on the administration. They're going to lose players and recruits. This one guy posted, "Oh, I'm going to save this." Go right ahead. It's still correct. There is zero chance they're not going to have fallout from this. 0%. Savion Hyder's already looking around from what the rumor is. That's not a good start. The Michigan administration is getting dragged through the mud. So I'm already right. And this is day one. The players are going to leave. It doesn't take much to figure out that players pick coaches, not schools. I've been saying that forever. And everybody that's in the recruiting industry like myself know that. Why? We talk directly to the recruits. Michigan's a big brand, but it's obvious that it's better when they have a really good coach like Jim Harbaugh. They don't even have a true head coach right now. They're going to take on water. And again, how many parents and other people that are around these young men that are at another school that are getting into the portal, how many are going to trust wholeheartedly the Michigan administration right now? Good luck. They just fired a coach right after signing day when the rumors have been swirling forever. That's not going to end well, whether it's true, untrue, or anywhere else. And I think there's something to it. We'll get into that more as time comes along and we get more and more details about this. But everybody that has posted something, it doesn't look good. Let's leave it at that. They're going to take on water and they're going to struggle, even with a really good budget for NIL. Michigan is not poor by any means. It's going to be harder to get some of the guys on top of trying to find the right coach. The timing here is so bad. I kind of feel bad for the Michigan roster. Bryce Underwood, I want to see him surrounded with talent. I want to see what he can do. Am I going to be able to do that? I don't know. I really don't. The Marsh kid that came up from Texas, he's a heck of a player, but they need other guys. How many receivers are they going to have if they're worried about the coach, if they're worried about the administration? And I'm just using one spot. Obviously, they need improvement at wide receiver at Michigan. This is rough. And I would not want to be in the administration right now, even if I had nothing to do with this, because you're going to get piled on. You're going to have a hard time. Academic support, NIL, doesn't matter what it is. It's going to be hard. And some of that's unfair. If you want to throw rocks at me for what I'm saying, fire away. But nobody said anything. Everybody was afraid, just like the Michigan local beat writer. Not a single person came out and said anything. And you cannot convince me in any way, shape, or form that none of them hadn't been told about this. Zero chance you're convincing me. And again, parents, opposing coaches are going to negative recruit the heck out of Michigan, whether it's portal, high school, JUCO, doesn't matter. They're going to take on water. This is one of the weirdest things I've ever seen, too. It's like out of a fairy tale on how to announce something at the worst time. Let's see how we can screw ourselves long-term by waiting till after the season's over, waiting till after signing day. This is not going to end well for Michigan. When we come back, I want to just talk about this from an Michigan administration standpoint. Could there be a few people that end up getting axed? Why? Why or why not? Get into the contract stuff of this. Let's talk about that next, right here on the Portal Podcast. Today's show is brought to you by FanDuel. NFL Sundays move fast, one big play, and suddenly everything feels a little bit different. That's what makes live betting with FanDuel so exciting. You're not just watching the game, you're reacting to the game in real time. With FanDuel, you can place bets as the action unfolds, every drive, every momentum-changing play, every momentum swing, anything that goes on, every highlight and moment. Live betting is best when the game starts to shift and something big happens. Scoop and score. Wide receiver scores an 80-yard touchdown. Quarterback gets hot. Defense gets hot. Whatever it may be, the momentum flips, and then there's this big change in what's going to happen. And FanDuel allows you to jump in on that action whenever that moment takes place. Live spreads and money lines will also adjust with the game instantly. Player props update as a guy heats up or gets cool. You can bet on the next touchdown, the next drive, the quarters, anything else you can imagine with FanDuel. So if you want to stay right in the middle of the action all season long, FanDuel.com has you covered. Place your live NFL bets all season long with FanDuel. The game moves fast, and so can you. All right, here's the last thing I want to talk about. Michigan's administration, and I'll get to the chat right after. I'll make a quick comment here, is in a very perilous situation. I said a moment ago, and I feel 100% this way. Some of the people in the administration are going to get thrown under the bus, kind of like the coaches that are assistants, because Moore got fired when they hired a new coach. Some of those people are going to get canned. I will be shocked, just like with the coaches, if there aren't some heads that roll in the administration. Which ones? I don't know. That's not my realm. But historically, that when a scandal happens, there's a scapegoat. And maybe somebody withheld information. There's going to be an information gathering session inside who did or didn't relay information internally. Maybe there's something that turns up there. Maybe there's not. I don't know. But I will be shocked if there aren't firings or people that find new jobs, whatever it is. Maybe they just go into the private sector and they start working at a bank or something. They just like, screw this. There might be some people that just leave because they don't want to deal with it. And I wouldn't blame them. If you're somebody that works in Michigan sports in any way, you could not even be involved with football. But if somebody in your local neighborhood, wherever you live around Ann Arbor, knows that you work at Michigan in the athletic department, you're going to get bugged. Hey, what's going on over there? Like that stuff's going to get annoying. Your kids are going to get asked stuff. And if you are on the football side of things, for the love of mankind, that would be annoying. Again, you don't even have to be somebody that's involved at all. You could just be somebody that works on the academics, helping the kids get their degrees. You're going to get bugged. And again, once the new coach is hired, whenever and whoever that may be, they're going to make cuts too. And some of these people are going to get axed that are staffers, etc. And the administration, that head coach comes in, he may want some other people like, hey, like I didn't like how this happened. There could be people that get their heads rolled too. There's so many different ways this will impact the administration. And then there's the obvious too. Athletic director or something like that. Somebody may not like him, may not like the person that's the assistant or whatever. And again, I don't know anything about them. They just hired a really successful basketball coach. Their basketball program is awesome. So there's a lot of reasons to be happy if you're looking at the Michigan administration. That's fine. But how many times do you see a scandal, pro or college, where somebody doesn't lose their job? And I'm not talking about Moore, obviously, that he's got to worry about police things, but the people that hired the individual that is now basically put Michigan in a really bad spot. And many people at Michigan, unfortunately, coaches, staffers, etc., under Moore's direction, somebody's probably going to pay for that with their job, probably several. That sucks. Hope it doesn't happen. But I will be very surprised if it does not. As for the chat, thank you for everybody that's come in here today. Katie, what's going on? They had to know campus grapevines can be very accurate. Look, like Ann Arbor is one of the coolest college towns in the country, and it's a really tight community. I got friends that have lived there. I've been there many times. What Katie's saying, very, very true. Raymond Horton, what's up, Brian? Hey, man, what's happening? Glad you have joined the chat. Katie, the girlfriend was a student assistant. She told folks, and they tell other folks. 100%. Once the girlfriend is jaded, that's when the information usually comes out. Roberts, Connor Stallions won them a natty. Basically, would they have won it without him? Probably not. Raymond Horton, hit that like button before you guys leave, guys and gals. Absolutely. Please hit the like and subscribe. Guru. IU makes out. Bet on it. This is the fall of FSU or Penn State's big SIG hit the big at the right time. I don't know what you're trying to say there. That's a lot of information. Indiana, by the way, just lost their defensive lineman. That's going to be pretty rough. Their stud had 19 tackles for loss. I don't know if Indiana's going to win it now. That's pretty rough. Raymond Horton, Michigan fans think since they have a lot of money that none of this matters. Oh, it does. Again, I'm going to say this loud and clear, whether it's portal, recruiting, high school kids or JUCO kids, anything. Relationships are first. You're starting all over with your head coach. It's going to cost you players on your roster and in recruiting. And again, the portal opens on January 2nd and runs through the 16th officially, but all the legwork is done prior. A lot of it already started. And now in the middle of that process, you're losing your head coach. There's no way that's going to be quote unquote positive. No chance. You're going to lose players before they ever get there because they're not even going to visit now. That's a lock. Sucks for Michigan, but that's where they're at. Irish, Gordian Knot, honestly, so nice of Michigan to take some heat off Notre Dame. That's hilarious. There's some truth. It truly is out of a Michigan fairy tale, says Irish Gordian Knot. Like this, it is. It's like it's made up. Like the timing is so precisely horrible for Michigan. It's wild. Barry Simmons, 1210. How'd you get players, recruits, a coach, no cheaters university? Tell me that. Ooh, that's a really interesting question, actually. Joe Flanagan, 9402. You're 100% right, Brian. When a weird burner account posted he cheated with a staffer, got her pregnant, and was being fired on the 1st of December, you have had to know. Again, I get not just firing just because of a rumor. That's fine, but they didn't suspend him. They didn't make a statement. They didn't do anything. Nothing. And this has been circulating for a long time. It's not just that post that Joe's talking about. There's been a lot of other stuff too. Irish, Gordian Knot, Whittle Mays writing wood. That's funny. Oh man, like Michigan's in such an awkward spot here, man. This is wild. There was definitely things relayed internally. Yeah, like I'm wondering if the police are going to, and I don't know how this works. Somebody in police work could figure this out. It's a public institution. Are they going to try to get all the information, just like with the Connor Stallion stuff? Any of those cell phones that have deleted texts, any video surveillance, this could go sideways. All right, I'm done joking around. No worries, man. Raymond Harden, manual has to be one, right? I'm going to ask this because I'm not sure. I follow college hoops, but not like I do football. Is the current AD at Michigan the main reason? I know he's part of it. The main reason that the head basketball coach was hired? They're really good. That coach is good. So if he was involved with that, maybe that helps. I don't know, but that's an important part of the equation. Gnu, how Manuel has a job at this point with all that is going on up to this point is wild. With the football part, yeah. Basketball, obviously, it's a different thing. Raymond Horton, 100% Guru. Yeah, I agree. That's a pretty coherent sentence. Impressive. The Wanks, Michigan will go to cover up cheating scandals. They really thought they could get away with this with another one. It's pathetic. If they thought they were going to get away with it, again, using the term Michigan, I won't use, but there has to be, just like I said, I'll use this as an example and a comparison. For nobody, to my knowledge at least, in the Michigan media locally, every school like Michigan has local media members that have really good intel. For nobody to say anything other than they're just rumors is probably not a good sign. The administration, everybody in it, nobody having any information. Then suddenly, here it is. There was no suspension. Nothing like they just fired him. I'm not buying that. And I highly doubt recruits, their parents, 7-on-7 coaches, trainers, or anybody else do. And that's why they're going to lose recruits. Junior college players, portal guys going to go to think about coming to Michigan. Won't, like, it's going to hurt the program. And then on top of everything else, again, the timing for the firing to get another coach is not ideal. There's no way this does not push the program back. How much is still dependent on which specific players don't come and which ones leave. I have no idea. Because there could be some guys that just want to stay and be a part of the rebuilding process, and that'd be cool. But they're probably going to be a 7-5 kind of team next year because they're going to lose some good dudes, and they're probably going to lose some players that really matter out of this class. I know they're going to lose a few guys. That's inevitable. They may give it a semester, but by the next fall, how many guys in the 26 class have already said, you know what, enough is enough, and they just kind of opt out next season, whatever it may be? It could be really interesting. Irish Gordian Knott. Honestly, who are Michigan's best coaching candidates? This is what I've been asking because, like, the two coordinators at IU, but they're in the playoff. Both those guys would be, I think, phenomenal hires. Was it Hainsey and Shanahan? I forget. I can't remember the Hainsey, whatever it is, at India. And I don't know what coach they could hire right now that they would want that's not associated with either A, the NFL, and they need them now. Remember that because all what's going on with portal, or they're in the playoff. Timing is very hard, and it's not just a Michigan problem. That's anybody that hires, but they've already went through the coaching carousel for the most part. All these other schools, including Matt Campbell, who is allegedly a Michigan fan, taking the Penn State job. One of your rivals. That's rough. Who would it be? I don't even have a first name, let alone like a list of 6 or something that you would normally have. Just coordinator jobs. I don't think Michigan's going to be very happy with that. They're going to want an experienced veteran guy. Who is that? I have no freaking idea. None. And I'm not saying that somebody else does because this is like very new. But remember, all of Harbaugh's staff that just, washed away, almost all of them have a show clause, meaning when they were caught in the scandal, they got like a 2, 3, 4 year, whatever it is, number of years before they can even coach again. Like this is going to be rough. Buckeye Bob 1990. Classless Michigan men wait till after signing day to fire more. Like, it doesn't look good. I'm not saying all of them did it, but again, I will say for the 50th time on this show, there's no way somebody didn't know and they didn't blow the whistle. That's not going to go well. Long term, that is not going to go well. Irish Gordian Knott. So they have 3 weeks to find someone in the middle of back-to-back cheating scandals. Let me add to that, Irish Gordian Knott. Here's the deal. Again, for those that missed earlier, here's the biggest problem as it just relates to the portal. Forget the whole Moore thing. Let's just say he retired, or they had a great coach and he retired. Right now, it's still really bad because players pick coaches, not schools, portal, JUCO, high school, prep school coaches, long-lasting relationships at that school. Well, they're starting over, and you're already in the middle of the portal cycle in terms of prep, getting to know who you need, why you would need them, etc. And on top of that, it's inevitable you're going to lose some players off your own roster that you may not have lost because of the coaching. Because again, relationships, there's no way this ends well for Michigan. Zero. Even if they hire a really good coach, and again, I have no idea who it's going to be, the first short-term year or two, it's going to be a lot of upheaval, new staff, guys and gals from the back office are going to be gone. There's so much change. It's really hard to even be the same level program. And they got talent. They need to add some depth and they need some more playmakers, especially a receiver. But they're going to lose guys too. It's not going to be just where they're at now. They're going to go down first before the build begins. And that's just not easy, man. So true, Raymond. Crazy. Yes, indeed. That's based on this. Raymond Horton says, would he be fired had they beat Ohio State? Probably not. Hashtag another cover-up. Ouch. That's rough. That is rough, and that's what this post is. Irish Gordy, not crazy. So true. If he had beaten Ohio State, and I've mentioned this, but I haven't really given a lot of thought. Do we really think that he'd be fired right now, or would he have been suspended? And this isn't a Michigan thing. This is at a lot of places. NFL is the worst. If you're good, they find a way, no matter what kind of scumbag you are, to keep you around player or coach. College can be that way too. I'm not saying for sure because I don't know all the information that Michigan now has, because it sounds like the girlfriend's talking. That ain't going to end well for anybody, especially Mr. Moore himself. But this is really awkward. I mean, I think right there just means, you know what, we got to wait for more details to see how bad it gets. They can hire me right now. I hate my job. Esteen7, yeah, I don't know who they're going to hire. It's going to be wild. Raymond Harden, 100% Brian. Yeah, like once the girlfriend starts talking and everything gets out, they wanted to get ahead of it because I can guarantee you eventually somebody's going to get to her and she's going to do a tell-all. Yeah, that's not going to go well for Michigan, especially if it's not just the authorities, it's some reporter. If Michigan's administration and the people that work underneath, if their stories don't match 1-to-1, what are the chances of that? How well is that going to work out for Michigan? It could be 2-3 years from now. This is something that can hang over your head for a long time. And that's another reason that, like, agents, although the Michigan job is great, they're going to be like, yeah, you got to consider this part of it. I mean, that's part of their job, is to advise their clients. It's awkward. And this is something somebody else I spoke with brought this up, and I have no idea. Bryce Underwood, will he go to LSU now? Playing for Kiffin would be interesting. I don't know how his contract works, but it's probably going to be pretty hard to get out of it at Michigan. But Michigan, they're not going to have an easy time just automatically keeping everybody either. The NIL side of this, the contracts, this is complex. Maybe Underwood's like, screw you guys, I'm out of here. Would that surprise me? No. But would he have to give back money? How complex is it? Like, there's a million different ways that could go. I hope the following is wrong, but if he leaves the wrong way, Michigan could sue Underwood. And this is happening with Georgia right now. Damon Wilson, great guy. I know him from high school in Florida. Left Georgia after this past season, went to Missouri, had a great year, pass rusher, really highly recruited player and all that. Georgia's suing him for $390,000, like how the contract was worded. What would Bryce's contract be at UM? Is it easy to get out of? I have no clue. I don't have that contract in front of me. I don't even know if I have access to it. And on top of that, lawyers can argue anything. This is where we're at, though. Anytime there's a insufficient reason in the mind of a player that a coach leaves, these NIL contracts may be in the way, but a lot of kids are going to challenge it because public opinion is probably going to follow the player in a positive light far more often than the institution. Player doesn't have as much money, etc. With that being the case, if Michigan allowed Bryce to leave, like let's just hypothetically say, and I have no interest even finding this out, he'll announce on his own time. If Michigan loses Bryce and he's like, I'm out of here, and they go after him for money they paid him or whatever, Michigan's going to take another public black eye because that's tough. So many sidebars to how this could go. And I have no idea because I'm not a lawyer. I don't like that stuff. You all can have at it. Ryan Day hired another PI, Katie Allman. Look, he may not have hired one yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if he did because I'm sure he's enjoying today. Raymond Horton, funny, Katie. Yeah, that is pretty funny, to be honest with you. Last parting shot. We're only a day into this. As I do this, really about 20 hours. Let's see where we're at on Monday. Between now and next Monday, I'll do a show next Monday. I'll be gone tomorrow. I'm traveling, so I won't have any show tomorrow for the live show. But let's see where we're at on Monday, and I'll bring this back up. But there could be a lot of stuff go sideways. Maybe stuff gets better. Who knows? Hopefully it's better than today because Michigan's in a really awkward spot. And I hope I'm wrong about a lot of stuff, but I kind of doubt that I am. I think Michigan's going to take a couple pretty hard gut punches here with their roster, with their image and everything. That's already happened with their image. And they're basically going to take a step back in the Big Ten. That's not good for college football. It's not good for me. It's not good for fans, even if you hate Michigan. It's fun to have something to root against, like a team that's good. This could be a 6-6 team if they lose the right guys to the portal because of all this. Who knows? It's really, really, really awkward. So, Raymond, Brian, good show. Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate you all stopping in. Please tell your friends about the live shows. Again, we do them noon Eastern time right here on this channel. Most days, I try to do it every day, but I've been traveling this week. It's been a little different. Next week, I will be back on track. Imagine that. It will be a heck of a lot more fun. But thank you very much for checking out the Portal Podcast. This has been a live show talking all things with the Michigan situation and everything that is quite honestly crazy. And we're going to get more info, talk about it next week. Everybody have a good one. Take care.